Wrestling fans, welcome to Beyond the Buckle podcast, starring your hosts, Big Dan and the Working Man Birchall, talking about life, wrestling, and everything in between. And now, to your hosts.
White love, your love, here we go. Sit back, hold up, open up, just enjoy the show. I like ice cream, whipped cream, Nancy dreams. Do you know, can you feel what I mean? Say yeah. Oh, oh, oh. It feels so good, and you knew that it was. Well, we're bringing all the boom, boom, and you're so sweet. Your head to your feet. When I'm giving you the boom, if you wake up in the morning in somebody else's room, blame it on the boom boom.
That was the longest intro ever.
You whinged it was too short.
No, I'm not whinging. I'm not. What does whinge even mean? No, I was loving it, mate.
How are you this week, my friend?
I am Ofsted's greatest personality. Still don't even know how that bloody happened.
Yeah, that's not great. At least you've passed it all and stuff, but
yeah, I sorted it, but a little bit fishy. Nothing. Yeah, well, so for those that don't know, my civilian job, my day job, is running sports camps, and for some reason, Ofsted, who is the main governing body within childcare, rocked up yesterday saying that they'd had a complaint from a parent whose child said that when they wanted to go to the toilet, they were told they couldn't, which is the biggest load of bullshit ever, because we would never do that, because that's just child cruelty. And if you do stuff like that, you get shut down. And I said, I don't know how you are here, because we're not registered, when legally we don't have to be, because we take from 5 years old onwards. And they really couldn't give me an answer. And they said that the tip-off was from an anonymous person. But how can Ofsted find us when we're not registered with them? And they're not allowed to just turn up. I spoke to a couple of friends of mine who are heads, and I just put the question forward: are they allowed to just turn up? And they went, no, they have to give you notice. So guess who's going to be on the phone to Ofsted on Monday? In about a week and a half time, anyway.
And all those children that need a week, it'll have to wait.
They have to wait until Monday. I think you'll hold your wee. Well, anyway.
But at least it's sorted. And
mate, it's just an event story. Oh, no, not so. They were actually very complimentary. They said the facility was great. They said that the organisation was great. Staff were fantastic. Everything was spot on, apart from this one little complaint that was the complaint was made in December, and we don't work in December.
No, so
we
you don't run camps in December.
It doesn't really make any sense. I think someone was just trying to have a few digs, because they don't like. And this is the problem, guys. People don't like to see other people successful. Now I spoke to my wife the other night, and I've got an idea of who I think it is. So they'll be getting the phone call.
Anyway, considering you don't even run in December, that's impressive.
Well, this is it. I'm getting complaints from time. It's like getting bad match reviews from people when I've not wrestled. But hey, there you go. So, have you ever had a bad online report about your match?
Yes.
Have you? And what did you do about it? What did you do about it?
I ignored him because he was a cunt.
No, wow. I didn't. I called it.
But you know who I'm talking about, so
Yes.
you understand and you know he's a cunt.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And if you're offended by that word, tough. So grace cover your ears. Yeah, no, I wrestled down south, and I wrestled Ricky Knight Jr. and there was 30 people in the crowd. For that, it was a bit of a shit turnout, and this guy went and did this like vlog thing, whatever you guys call it, and he was like, "Yeah, Birchall versus Ricky Knight Jr. Shit." So I called him out on it. I said, "Why was it shit?" Oh, you didn't.
I remember that.
And he was like, "You didn't do any dives or anything like that. And he didn't like do anything like hardcore." And I was like, "Mate, there's 30 people in the room.
You don't even get on the second rope if you don't have to."
I do. I avoid climbing anything. You know, when I got put in that ladder match, that was so out of my normal like airspace. It's like a fish out of water. It's like, mate, you want me to climb that? The worst thing was, we had a mat in that ladder match. That was great because there was a masked guy that was helping me win. And it was Adam Curtis from Southside who defected over the Ben Old and Dale Harvey's fiasco, that old shit show.
Aye.
And Curtis had said something like derogatory towards me on a previous show. So when he's lifting me up, I am literally just sat as heavy as I can on his shoulders. And all I can hear from him is going, "Shit me, mate, you're heavy." And I was like, "Yeah, mate, I'm tired." And I forced myself on him so much that he never came back. Not forced myself on him like that, but I didn't. I sandbagged him a lot. I wasn't kind because he's a twat.
There's a few of them out there at the minute, isn't there?
Yes. That's a great phrase. Tough cuntings. I like that, Nick. Well said. Anyway, let's get on with the show. So, if you have any questions, this is the most interactive podcast out there. Throw out some questions. If we think we want to get you on and talk to us, we'll send you the link. You can get on here and you can talk to us live on. I'll just say live on air, which technically we are, aren't we?
We are technically.
Where are we streaming tonight?
We are streaming YouTube.
It doesn't
Twitch,
matter where
Facebook.
we're streaming tonight.
You've been waiting for that, haven't you?
It came to me as soon as I said it. I got me like, "Man, you know what? I'm like, I can't remember."
As soon as you mention about coming on, look who comments.
Yeah, not tonight, Stu. It was bad enough the other night having to understand everything you said. However, we will include you later on in the show.
Oh, yes, we will. So we just had WrestleMania,
haven't we? Just should we go through night one, night two?
We can do.
Thoughts on each match?
I can find them. So we have. That's night two results. Where's night one results? That's always handy. See how prepared.
Night one started off with John Cena.
That's it. Yes.
Against the O-Town D-Town homeboy Austin Theory, who I thought was pretty shit.
Yeah,
not the match
it
I thought.
Great.
No,
it definitely wasn't the match that we thought.
No, Cena looks rusty.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it wasn't all there, was it? It wasn't best Cena that we've had before.
I don't understand why we had some Cena. Why can we have LA Knight? Everyone wanted LA Knight.
Yes, this is true. Everybody did one of those LA Knight. From what I've been reading, that he's got a big push coming, potentially Money in the Bank ladder match winner.
I buy it. I buy that.
So that should be good, right? I don't mind him. I think the Bray Wyatt stuff damaged him a little bit. But I think he can pull it back. Yeah.
Controversial, Big Dan.
Stu's put Cena looks stiff. Well, don't know. Are you looking at his trousers, Stu? Just checking.
I was going to say, so does the penis. Still.
Yeah, the match. I don't think it needed the low blow.
No, it didn't make any sense.
No, which is a
I'm just getting comfy. Hey,
I would have preferred maybe a roll up or something, foot on the ropes, like a cheat win, but not like a full cheat. He didn't need it.
Just have a clean victory. It's match 1 of the night. It doesn't need to have a dirty finish.
No,
it wasn't. I think the hype was better than the actual match.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Personally, that's just me.
Then we had the tag men showcase: Strowman, Ricochet, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders.
I'm going to be honest here, Big Dan. I fell asleep at this one.
So I watched this one. I did actually watch this one because I watched it fully the next day.
Okay.
The Street Pot. It was a very good match. Chad Gable needs a singles push.
Yeah.
Otis needs a singles push.
Yeah. Montez Ford.
Yeah, both of them, I think, need a singles push. Both of the Street Profits, they both did very good in that match.
Problem you've got there, if you push all 4 guys, you then lose 2 tag teams out of your tag division.
Yeah. Dawkins had a very good showing.
Yeah.
Especially knocking Strowman off his feet. Like, that really that was probably one of the highlights of the match.
Okay.
Ford did very well. Again, he's going to be something in the future.
Yeah, I believe. I think
Otis was just his general Otis self. It was great. What you know is, and Chad is a young Kurt Angle, in my opinion.
As long as he's not labelled like that and he has too much pressure on him, if he just wrestles how he wrestles, he will be great. I mean, the Chaos Theory on Strowman was awesome.
Viking Raiders were what they are. You know what I mean? Nothing special, but they're getting over it, what they're doing, I suppose.
Hey, is Eric the one with the beard? Ivar the bald one?
I think it's the way
Ivar's right. Ivar could be one of the best heavyweights they have.
Yeah.
He can move like Bam Bam Bigelow move.
Yeah. Strowman was pointless in the match. Completely.
Yeah. But then
I thought Ricochet was okay. Yeah. Ricochet was good for the spot.
Yeah. That's it.
That's about it. You know what I mean? Stu's put here Otis's big swamp ass. Otis swamp ass.
What does that mean?
God knows. He's Scottish. We don't understand him the best of times. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul.
I thought this was a banger.
Yes, I agree.
Look, Logan Paul's had 3 matches, and they've all been unreal. That guy can go. The swerve at the end with KSI was fantastic.
As soon as that Prime bottle come out, I said to Beck, because me and Beck were both watching it, I went, that's KSI and something's going to happen in this match. 100%.
I didn't realise. I never thought it would be. I genuinely think they need to give a victory to Logan Paul at some point. Like his singles, not his tag stuff. But I thought he excels so much.
Yeah. But then if you look at the people he's also working with, he's got good people carrying him as well. Yeah,
so he's had Reigns, Rollins, and The Miz. Yeah, you're gonna have it. So, no, fair play. Good match, very solid.
I just love how Rollins is just getting more weirder and weirder with his outfits.
Yeah, I don't know if it's too much. Like he's like leaning towards the Joker from Batman at some point.
Yeah,
He's very.
It's almost like a split personality for him at the minute.
Do you know what? Right? You know when you told me about the trailers they had for Mania, and Rollins did the dancing for the Joker. I think we need to see that character.
Yeah,
I really do.
No, I couldn't agree more.
I think that is something that is completely like he was so immersed in that character. I think they really need to look into that at some point. Get rid of the goofy suits. The goofy suits don't make the wrestler. The music makes the wrestler. He could come out as the architect and he'd still smash it. He's still one of the best wrestlers in the world. But if he was to go heel, get that gimmick in because that's money. That is Bray Wyatt heel stuff. It'll be that good.
So the next match on the card, and what I class as the worst match on the card, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita versus Damage Control.
I think the less said about this match, the better.
It was a car crash, wasn't it?
Yeah, next match.
Next match, Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio.
I fell asleep for the first 10 minutes of this. So I missed.
Did you see the entrances?
Now, did Dom come out in shackles?
So Dom comes out in a Rey Mysterio mask, shackles, whole police thing.
Yeah, and then
Rey came out to Snoop Dogg's music, then Eddie's music, and then his own music.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. When the bell rang, that's when my head rang and went, good night.
So this, I think, was a very good match.
Very
enjoyable. I liked the bit where they got Rey's family involved.
Yeah.
That was good. I thought Bad Bunny was, that was interesting, throwing it as well. Because that's clearly setting up Damian Priest and Dom versus Rey and Bad Bunny at Backlash.
That'd be good. I'd watch it. Bad Bunny can go as well. All these celebrities.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's hosting Backlash from Puerto Rico, so it just makes perfect sense for him to be involved, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand the point. I mean, obviously we'll get to Raw at some point, but I don't see the point in getting Bad Bunny involved if you're not going to do anything with him.
Yeah. But again, very, very good match. I like the throwback to Eddie stuff. I like the Snoop Dogg stuff. You know what I mean? It was a fun. The only thing that really disappointed me, and we've got it in the group chat that we have, is the cinnamon crunch shit all over the ring.
I didn't even notice.
There was a giant cinnamon crunch dancing around the ring at the start of the match.
Oh, what? That's the bit where I fell asleep, so I didn't see it.
All of the ring aprons, all of the ring posts had cinnamon crunch emojis all over it. Like, Rey's a legend in his own right. It shouldn't have been like that. The ring was bloody purple and green for the whole match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, this is how much
it was god awful.
I don't take.
I did love Rey's mask as well. The mask that he's been wearing.
The tribute to Muta.
The tribute to Muta, where the mask has been made by the guys who make the Marvel masks.
Yeah.
And he's had a few made like that now as well, so it'd be nice.
It's cool. It's a nice evolve.
So the next match, Charlotte versus Rhea. This is where I fell asleep. I didn't fall asleep. I skipped this match. I purposely skipped it. I know Rhea won. I hear it was a good match on Rhea's part. But that's about it.
I think they just needed to give Rhea that moment.
Yeah. Definitely. Then we got Pat McAfee versus The Miz.
Pointless.
In a very short match.
Pointless, meant nothing. they've already stated that McAfee's not able to come back 100%. I don't see the point in bringing him back. It literally, the only reason why they bring, well, for me, the only reason why they bring Pat McAfee back is to pop Michael Cole because he never knows when he's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no,
And
there was
then
no
the
fear
main
of the crowd.
event.
Sorry,
No,
go on.
there wasn't. It was. The Miz deserve. I think the Miz deserved better. Like, if you
He's
look at
main
it now,
event in
tenure,
WrestleMania.
and if you look at the Miz's tenure as well, he's been there almost as long as Cena now. You know what I mean? He's got that locker room leadery kind of backstage. You know what I mean? So he shouldn't be jobbed out like that to everybody.
I know, from the guy who was kicked out of the locker room to being the locker room leader. Oh, times changed. Yeah, the Miz deserves way better. I like the dynamic between Snoop Dogg and the Miz, although it was a little bit off from some of it. But the chemistry's there. But yeah, he deserves to be doing something way better than what he was doing.
And then our main event for night one, the Usos versus Sammy and Kevin for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship.
Arguably one of the best matches of the weekend.
Yeah,
storyline wise,
100%.
Everything he wanted. What did you think?
Yes, it was the best match. I think the best match of potentially the whole weekend. To be fair, it was all the callbacks to everything they've been doing. Sammy's free haluva kicks. Kevin literally giving Sammy the finish and go basically, you finish this. This is your time, because Kevin had stunned Jimmy or Jay, whichever one it was. Could have got the pin quite happily, but he tagged Sammy in to make sure that he finished his story. Basically, the whole weekend was finish the story, wasn't it? Basically, that's how they were setting it up, and that was Sammy's story to finish it.
Yeah, I think okay.
So yeah, by far the best match of the weekend.
Yeah,
but it was what we expected it to be as well. To be fair, for what they were doing, that's what we expected that to be.
Yeah,
we know the Usos can work. We know Sammy and Kevin can work. You know what I mean? We don't have to worry about those guys. They know how to work.
I think the Usos are probably the best tag team in the world. Don't get me wrong, FTR are great, but consistently, collectively, I think the Usos are the best tag team in the world by a country mile. It's almost like when you had like the Heart Foundation, LOD, you know, you had like teams that were kind of creeping up and being around that. You know, you had like Strike Force and stuff like that. But now you've got obviously Street Profits, a really good team, you know. But when you got like someone like the Usos who can just carry the tag division, the problem, and obviously the result of the storyline,
and they sorry to interrupt you, but they are carrying the division as well. Where they haven't got the New Day to help carry the division, the Usos are literally carrying the whole division.
Oh, they've got Xavier Woods and Kingston, but I think they'd rather have the three of them. I don't know.
Well, Kingston's injured as well, though, isn't he? So the New Day aren't about at all.
Well, what about King Xavier Woods?
Sorry, you are just Xavier Woods?
King Woods.
Oh, King Woods. Yeah, well, yeah, but he's not doing anything, is he?
What happened to Queen Zelina Vega?
Well, exactly. I know what we're getting. We're getting what King and Queen of the Ring now, isn't it? The next pay per view that we're getting at some point.
Why? But the idea is to run that gimmick for a year, like Baron Corbin did, or Will Regal did, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, I'm king for like a month, and then everyone's forgot about it.
No. Well, didn't he put it on the line or something? Anyway, yeah, night 2. Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Fell asleep, didn't watch it.
Yeah, you're not the only one fell asleep, didn't watch it. I saw the result via an email. Literally, that's how I saw the result. Liv Morgan. So the women's tag match, basically. Again, didn't watch it.
No.
Now, the next match I watched, and I would put it up there again with match of the weekend: Gunther versus Drew versus Sheamus.
Yeah, that match single-handedly elevated Gunther or Walter as a main superstar now.
Yeah,
I think he needs to get rid of him.
If it's not LA Knight winning the Money in the Bank, it's Gunther.
Yeah, I think he needs to get rid of Imperium now. I think they just, Eichner and Bartel, great wrestlers. They need to now go and be a tag team and set the tag order line and do the thing. But they don't need to be a team anymore, I don't think. But Gunther was great. I think a lot of people was expecting Sheamus to win it. And obviously, with Drew not winning, there is massive talks about him not renewing now. Now Vince is kind of weaseling back in. Even though Drew was a Vince guy, put that one out.
I think it was brutal to watch. They just hit how hard they were hitting each other. It was great. It was like car crash TV. You got to watch it, haven't you?
But that's how Walter is.
Yeah, but again, a fantastic match. Up there with matches, definitely match of the night for night 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was great. It was everything you wanted a wrestling match to be.
Then we had Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
Doggo, shit.
Yeah, wasn't great, was it?
No.
Then we had Snoop Dogg versus Shane McMahon, and then Snoop Dogg versus The Miz.
No, we had The Miz versus Shane.
No, The Miz versus Shane. Sorry, and then
Right. First off,
but
hang on. So if you didn't see it fully, obviously The Miz had to wrestle the first night against Pat McAfee. They tried it again on the second night with Shane McMahon. Unfortunately, when Shane McMahon went to do a leapfrog, he tore his quad clean off the bone. Now, I've seen a lot of workers taking the piss out of this, and I think it's disgusting because Shane McMahon has put his body on the line for the fans for years, right? And for wrestlers out there to laugh and make fun, shame on you for being a bunch of dicks. And I don't care who that applies to, because I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it on Facebook, on TikTok. People laughing at Shane because he tore his quad. Right? I'll tell you this: if I'm on it, and I know people who have said it, if I see you on a show and you tear something or you break something, I'm going to sit there and laugh at you. And then when you go, "Oh, why are you laughing, mate? It's not funny." Correct, it isn't funny. That's why we don't laugh at other people.
No. It was a very big shame because Shane versus The Miz could have been a nice little segment.
Yeah, but look who called the audible.
Yeah,
Snoop Dogg. Look at that. Right?
With potentially the worst people's elbow I've ever seen. But
I loved it. I don't care. Everyone knows that they was literally having to improv it. I reckon the Miz called something, and Snoop Dogg's gone, yep, sure. Let's just get this right. Snoop Dogg is not a wrestler, as we could tell by him running the ropes and dropping an elbow, right? But the fact that they made it work and it was flawless, people enjoyed it. They're incompetent.
And the Miz taking a punch from Snoop Dogg was just perfect.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
I'll let you read that comment, mate, and then I'll let you comment.
Snoop Dogg was trash and shouldn't have been there at all. Okay, Stu, why was it trash? And why shouldn't he have been there? He's a Hall of Famer. Why isn't he like that? Is it because he's been on AWTV? Tell me.
So while we let Stu comment, the next match, Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell.
I think that got cut short because of the injury.
Yes.
I must admit, I didn't enjoy the match at all. I enjoyed the entrances more than the match. the fact that they didn't climb the cage in regards to like going outside, it felt everything.
No, and the bit that took me out of the match was Finn climbing the cage onto a platform.
Yeah, but that platform was there for a cameraman.
Right. Okay.
But they didn't get him up there in time. Else he'd been there.
Stu's commented back there for you, mate. So he was on AEW, bro.
Who cares? Who cares if he was on AEW? He's not contracted. He can do what he wants. Listen, wrestling is wrestling, but it's also entertainment. And that little segment, as bad as it was still entertaining as hell. And this is why, Dan, wrestling is subjective.
Yeah. And then we go to our main event of the evening.
Wait a minute. Oh. I can guarantee you, if Snoop Dogg got involved in a Wolfgang match, Stu would be all over
it. Probably. Or a BT gun match.
Yeah, and that's fine, because you're completely entitled to that, mate. Well, I'm not having to go, I'm not having to dig or bullying or anything like that. But it takes a level-headed individual to come up with an audible in front of millions of people and make it work. Yes, okay, it didn't look great. We've alluded, we said running the ropes, the elbow. Yes, it wasn't the best, but entertainment value-wise, you're there to watch entertainment.
Yeah, it popped the crowd, didn't it? The Rock couldn't be there. Snoop Dogg digged the elbow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It was the pop they wanted.
That's it. At the end of the day, they got something out of nothing. They could have quite easily cut to a commercial break. But
exactly. They could have just used him for the Ray entrance and that's it, you know what I mean? But he was used consistently over the weekend. And people like Snoop. WWE like Snoop. Let him crack on.
I like Snoop.
Because I tell you what, he was with the promotion Snoop was doing with that Snoop Dogg gold belt.
Yeah.
On every social media platform, everybody had that gold belt of Snoop's.
Yeah.
Which then if you're watching all of the stuff on WWE and all the stuff on the network, they even alluded, like Cody handed Snoop the dog the belt and went, "Oh, this was in Miz's bag. It's set up for night 2." You know what I mean? It set it up.
Yeah, it all works. You just gotta just enjoy it for what it is. There's loads of comments coming in, by
then we had the final match that we had.
Are we cracking it? Are we cracking a Broken Skull IPA, Nick?
You managed to get one, did you?
I got 4. It was a 4-pack. I'm never doing it again. I said to Nick, I'm never paying that much again. Jim Ripoff merch.
So our final match of the night was Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
I think that okay. So from a fan's perspective, seeing Cody do his entrance, giving his belt to Brody Lee Jr., seeing his daughter, and obviously Brandy. Yes, that was great. I want to bring this point up. They mentioned quite a few AEW guys over the course of both nights. Daniel Bryan was mentioned a few times. Christian was mentioned a few times. They never mentioned Punk, even though Punk had a very long reign of the WWE title. They never mentioned that. But they were very
Roman did, but in the press conference, I know it wasn't Mania night, but in the press conference, Roman did mention Punk quite heavily.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I saw some of the Roman stuff, but not all of it. But yeah, I mean, for me, Roman was always going to win. Just because you assume that that's going to be the payoff. There's always a swerve in wrestling, and that's the best thing about.
Well, like you said, WWE like numbers. He's nearly at the 1,000 mark.
That's it. That's history, isn't it?
And like in the press conference for night 2, Triple H was asked about it, and was asked basically, why didn't you let Cody finish his story? And he went, because the story's never finished.
No.
He said there's always more.
Yeah, and he's right. That's. I think that's the problem, is that everyone just assumes that because it's been forced down their throats for for the past 2 months, that everyone goes, "Oh yeah, Cody's winning." We said it here: Roman's always going to win. Yeah, that's the closest he's come to losing. But the question on everyone's lips now is, who is going to be the one that dethrones Reigns? Because obviously Reigns has made it quite
exactly. Now, we discussed a few weeks back that the rumored match for Backlash was Seth versus Roman versus Cody.
Yes.
Or potentially the tag match, Sami, Kevin, Cody versus the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Now, from Raw, that's all been thrown up in the air with Brock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Vince is back and wants to ruin wrestling once again.
Well,
By the way.
So that actually brings us on to our next subject then.
How stupid does Vince look?
He looks like an Addams Family. He looks like Gomez from the Addams Family.
You mean
Gomez?
Sorry.
I
don't know who Gomez. Gomez.
Well, he looks gormless.
he just looks stupid. I don't care if anyone disagrees. I like the Vince of the Attitude Era, where he was built and he had that smug look on his face. Dyeing his hair.
He looks like a sexual predator now. He looks like what he's accused of. Let's put it that way. I'm not sugarcoating it, mate. He had to pay $12.5 million back for costs against women. He is a sexual predator.
But he didn't do anything, did he?
Well, yeah. Well, not according to his new co-bosses. You know what I mean? I watched that interview in full. I watched the whole interview, the ESP thing in full. Vince was asked many times, how do you feel about things that have happened in the last year? And he skirted past every single one of them.
Yeah, because he's just signed a $23 billion contract.
Right.
He's finally a billionaire, proper billionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
And we saw the results of it as well from Raw.
Yeah, which ruined everything.
The worst rated Raw in the last 10 years. They said.
Now, everyone knows that the Raw after Mania is supposed to be the best Raw of the year, and it wasn't.
There was no debuts. Riddle was the only one to return, which, okay, great. You know, I mean, like, who's interested in that? No one. He should have been sacked a long time ago as well.
Yeah, but hang on. He didn't actually do anything. That went to court and he was found not guilty.
It's still shit.
No. Hang on. If we're gonna slag off the ones that have done stuff, that's fine. But if they have been acquitted and if they've been found not guilty,
if he's been acquitted, then absolutely spot on, great.
Right.
I just don't think he's a WWE superstar.
I think he's the alternative. I think he'd be better off in AEW, personally.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that fits him better there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Compared to WWE, because obviously WWE look for role models and stuff like that, and I just don't see Riddle fitting that mold as a role model.
Then he can move on. I don't.
But yeah, Raw was incredibly awful. Apart from the Lesnar swerve, I enjoyed that. But the problem is, every time Lesnar comes out and shakes someone's hand, which I've seen videos of this. This was online the other day.
Yeah.
Every time he came out, shook Cena's hand, turned on him. Came out, did Goldberg, turned on him. It was like, it's the same thing. They're just replaying the same Lesnar. Comes out, shakes someone's hand, turns.
But that's a Vince thing.
Yeah. And that's where you saw Vince is back in charge.
Yeah. Obviously, Bayley was pulled from Raw for no reason. Pretty Deadly was supposed to debut. That got pulled. They were going to try and do something with Rollins. That got pulled last minute. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why someone hasn't just gone to Vince and gone, look, wrestling's been really good for the past 6 months since you've not been here. And now you've been back one night and you're giving us the worst ratings we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
That in essence should show you that he shouldn't be around.
Now, I'm hoping something happens on SmackDown because Triple H is meant to be at SmackDown doing an announcement this week.
But what's he going to do, though?
Well,
what's he going to do?
I'm hoping debut. I'm hoping debut some people really because they need it.
Yeah. I don't think Brock's turn was pointless. The thing is, people like Brock Lesnar, so they like him beating up people.
I think the plan with this whole Lesnar Cody situation is they are doing the Beast Incarnate. They are doing Brock Lesnar being a massive dick, unstoppable. They have Cody beat that unstoppable, and then go back to Roman. It's like he's had to go through the Beast to get to Roman again.
But then he didn't need to go through the Beast to get to the Roman in the first place.
No, but he did. He only got there because of the Rumble, though, didn't he? Really?
Still got there. I like Cody. I just don't see him as champion. I feel like WWE are trying to force him down our throats because he left AEW. And I understand why.
I think the titles need to split, and he goes off to Smack. I don't see him as a Raw champion at all. I see him as a SmackDown champion.
Well, they're saying that they're going to unify the main title and the tag titles, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's supposed to be the announcement on Friday tomorrow night.
Right. Okay.
That's the rumor. Rumor and innuendo says that that's what he's going to do. They're going to have one belt. So it's not going to be the Undisputed Universal Champion. It's going to be the WWE Champion. Simple.
Yeah.
It worked for 20, 30 years before we had the Universal Champion. And, the WWE Universe. Oh,
I hate calling it the Universal Championship. It's crap. It was a big gold belt. Like, stick with it. You know what I mean? It's not the Universal Championship. It means nothing. No. The Universal Championship. You know what I mean?
WWE
It's the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah,
that's what it should be.
Title.
World Heavyweight.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a universal, big, shiny red piece of crap.
No, but that's the thing. That's why that's when you have Vince in charge. Like the Intercontinental title looks horrible. The tag title.
Yeah, I hate the design of that. Do you know what? I would rather see Cody as the Intercontinental Champion, bringing back the proper belt again.
Yeah, I would as well.
Having it as a workhorse belt, I would like to see Cody defeat Gunther for that title.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
And then you would have Gunther go to the main title and go after Roman.
Yeah,
that's what I'd like to see. And have Cody work the workhorse title in the middle.
Yeah. Pardon me, sorry.
And defend it on both shows, not just have. Yeah, I would rather get rid of the US title, to be fair, and have the WWE, the Intercontinental, the tag, and the women's. That's it. Go back to the old times.
Yeah, I think but they look at NXT and they've got the women's tag title, they've got the men's tag title, they've got the NXT title, they've got the women's title, they've got the North International, whatever title.
North American champion.
Too many belts.
But that's the thing. Like, it's too many belts. Like, you used to have the WWE, Intercontinental, maybe the European. I would like back, maybe. Because that was another workhorse championship. If you think of the people who held it, Guerrero, Benoit, Angle, Jericho, it was kind of like the step up before they hit the Intercontinental.
Yeah, but do you need another belt?
Well, I'd get rid of the US. That's what I'd get rid of.
I wouldn't. I like the US title because it's the only thing that's left from WCW.
So Stu's put here, disagree, lads. Why bring Cody now? The biggest babyface going for the IC title. He needs a big title to complete his story.
IC title is a big title. Dusty Rhodes.
It's a title. Everybody had it. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I think Cody's short run as a champion, but it's only going to be a short run. It's not going to be a big one.
It'll be something like Money in the Bank. He'll win it at some point, and then the Money in the Bank holder will cash in.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if Damien Sandow never ever cashed in that blue briefcase, and he just turned up on Raw and beat Cody Rhodes for the title out of nowhere. That is fucking good booking. That is.
So, what do you see happening with WWE now with this new merger of Endeavour?
Well, I think we saw it on Monday, didn't we? I think Triple H can come out and say,
Do you reckon we're going to get a lot of cross promotion stuff now with UFC?
I hope not, because I can't be asked. I just can't be bothered. I'm not interested one iota. The odd time, like once every 5 years, yeah, it's something different. But yeah, if someone like Chael Sonnen rocks up, or Anderson Silva, or Big Country, or Conor McGregor, you lose the mystique of wrestling when you get other outsiders coming in. You wouldn't have this over in England. You wouldn't have Frank Bruno rocking up a wrestling show and wrestling. Yeah. Look at Anthony Ogogo. What happened to that sack of shit? Exactly. Didn't do anything.
Yeah. Watching AEW from home. That's what happened.
Exactly. Sorry.
So we've got some big news coming out of AEW. So we've got some big news coming out of AEW as of yesterday's announcement that they are at Wembley Arena, August 27th.
Massive news.
Huge.
Massive news. Massive. What's Wembley Stadium?
Now, here's my question to you then.
Okay.
Is this where Punk comes back to sell out that arena? Because I've seen two potential matches which I think could sell that out.
If your main event for that isn't FTR and Punk against Hangman and the Bucks, you are missing the biggest payout of your company's history.
So I've seen, obviously this isn't confirmed and it's not being confirmed by us either. Potential one match potential would be Punk versus Kenny. Second match I've seen is Punk versus MJF.
I don't think we need Punk MJF. I think Punk Kenny could be interesting. Punk Hangman would be very interesting. But it's whether Punk wants to come back.
Well, there has been rumours that Punk does want to come back.
Yeah, but do AEW want him back? Everyone that hang on, every interview that is being conducted with an AEW wrestler, apart from FDR, everyone has stated they don't want him back.
Right.
Because he's bad for morale.
So recently I've watched interviews with the Bucks. They've said like they don't wish him any ill. They just want to crack on. Obviously, they're doing the political side of stuff. They have to. They're EVPs at the end of the day. Kenny doesn't wish him any bad at all. He just said he's like over it now. You know what I mean? And to be fair, reading reports from the brawl that happened, actually, Punk said, "I have no issue with you," to Kenny, and that those two didn't really actually have much of a issue with each other.
But why cause such a shit show?
Well, exactly. So obviously, no one knows exactly what happened. Obviously, other than the people that were involved for that. I don't think we'll hear about it for many years yet.
It's quite obvious. Punk went on the post conference and battered the EVPs. Absolutely, literally ate them, chewed them up, spat them out to dry. He didn't hold back. He just literally said what was on his mind. The problem with Punk is he has to realise the time, place, and where he's at. You know me, mate. I'm a massive Punk fan. I love seeing.
Oh yeah,
but it just seems like everywhere he goes, even though he's great for the company in general, backstage and around other wrestlers, he's probably the worst person to have on your show.
Yeah. Now, from recent interviews that I've seen recently,
recent interviews you've seen recently, that's a great segue.
Thank you. Punk has said that he is open to a return, that he is missing wrestling, and he is sorry for what happened in certain aspects.
I think someone's missing the good money. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. If you were that bothered about getting back into wrestling, you'd be back in by now. You're still contracted by AEW.
But he's also still injured. Remember?
Is he? Or is that an angle? Is that
no? He had a legit tear. He actually had to go for surgery.
Okay.
So because Danhausen is also now suffering from the same injury.
Yeah, Danhausen, if you're watching, answer my emails, or you will be.
And supposedly, and this was Danhausen put this on his Twitter this week. CM Punk sent him one of his Holy Grails, which is a Spider-Man comic.
Okay.
Sealed, and he said, other than. There was him, there was another wrestler, and CM Punk are the only people that have contacted Danhausen daily to check up on him.
I emailed once. And you never got back to
CM
me.
Punk is... I know. You know how much of a bigger fan I am of Danhausen, and we want him for a signing.
Guys, listen, I'm trying my hardest to get Danhausen. I spoke to him last year, and he said due to his schedule, he couldn't do it. Now he's injured. No excuse in the world. Anyway, let's just hope he sees this and says, you know what? I'll give these boys a go.
So, as much as people are saying Punk is a cancer to wrestling,
I don't like using that word. I
don't like using that word either.
It's not.
Obviously, there is a good side to him because people like FDR, Danhausen, they're all saying good things about him.
That's great. But your boss is still not allowed you to come back to work. He might be injured, might not be. Might be at work, might be shoot. No one knows. This is the problem. He was photoed with FTR and he looked fine. He might, obviously, he might still be nursing an injury. But I think if you're going to come back, yeah, you're right. August 27th might be the time.
I think they need to sit down in a room, bash it out, get it sorted, squash it, and leave. You know what I mean? Not bash it out like that, mate. Not tonight.
Let's just rephrase that. Talk it over.
Talk it over in a conference room with mediators.
That's a completely different video altogether, mate.
Nick's just put, I prefer if they didn't do that.
Nick, I'm with you, mate. I don't know why Dan is in the gutter tonight, but
Stu just said the other one that's been contacted Danhausen is Brody King. That is what I read. Cool. So CM Punk and Brody King.
Brody King's awesome, man. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, they need to sit down, talk it out, get it sorted. Because regardless if people in the locker room don't like it, people in the locker room don't like Sammy Guevara. You know what I mean? But he's still there.
I think that like everyone when AEW, you know yourself, when AEW first started, them was like, oh my god, AEW is so amazing to work there. Everything's dead relaxed, and now all you ever hear is bad publicity.
So have you been watching the AEW All Access show?
No, I have not had a chance yet. I need to watch it.
So it's good. It's very scripted. It's not.
I won't watch it.
It's what you expected it to be. You know what I mean? Reality show.
I'm not watching it then.
But
I hate reality. Just
the only good bit, the first episode was good because it was about Adam Cole and his concussion and kind of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The second one has been about Sammy washing his beef and about the whole 2 out of 3 full match that he had with Danielson kind of stuff. So there is kind of a through path of like where they're talking about wrestling and they're kind of the ups and downs and stuff. It is very Britt Baker kind of and her story running through the last 2 episodes with about Adam, and then you kind of got Sammy being slotted into this show. I think the next one is but I would the takeaway I got from it was Tony Khan looks off his face the whole freaking time.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm surprised the guy.
Honestly, he's freaking like enough monster to freaking kill a small horse. So he must be, because his eyes were spinning from what I've watched.
I think the thing is, I think Tony Khan is good for the business, but he doesn't need to be the booker. I think he just needs to kind of orchestrate. I mean, you got guys like Jim Ross that are there that are bookers, and Dustin Rhodes and Arn Anderson and
they've just signed Nigel McGuinness, haven't they, to AEW now as well?
Yeah, but I think that's going to be a Ring of Honor thing. I don't know fully.
No, he's actually signed to both.
Oh, is he?
So he's commentator for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, good.
And he is officially signed with AEW as some part of the team. He doesn't say what he is, but in the announcement, he was interviewing Tony about Wembley.
Now, I saw that, and Tony just looked like he was reading off a script.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but what is going to sell out Wembley for an AEW show? What do they need to do to sell Wembley out?
Daniel Bryan Punk, Moxley Punk.
See, this week on AEW, I know you haven't watched it. I've watched highlights today. The biggest takeaway that I've got from it is Daniel Bryan is gone psychotic.
Yeah,
the character that he was playing last night, was cult leader Daniel Bryan.
Good.
And it was brutality he got a screwdriver and basically stuck it in Hangman's head.
Well, yeah, he got a screwdriver
and came out with a comment that the BCC are the best wrestlers on AEW today, the best wrestlers on AEW ever, and his words, the best wrestlers in America after this last week.
I would say Cesaro, Moxley, and Danielson, yes. Wheeler, you two, nowhere near.
No.
That's just me.
So Stu's put here, MJF, Darby, Sammy, Jungle Boy for the title. No, that's not selling out Wembley.
They're already putting that forward for the next pay-per-view.
That won't sell Wembley out.
That wouldn't draw me. I wouldn't go, I have to see Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and MJF. No, I'm all right, thanks.
You're going to get some crazy Young Bucks ladder match somewhere along the line for Wembley. That's going to happen. We know that for a fact.
Do you think we see any UK talent?
Well,
pay-per-view.
I know. Is it Soraya's brother has been putting all over Twitter about working hard to try and get into AEW. I would like to see some UK talent on the show.
I think the only one that would be a potential guarantee will be Ospreay.
I would like to see Robbie X.
No chance. No chance. Not. I think Robbie. I think Robbie is one of the best talents that is unsigned, but UK fans aren't going to go to an AEW show because Robbie X is on it, and that's no disrespect.
No, definitely not. But I think it needs to be maybe, well, like, you know how they have like the all-in rumbles and stuff like that. You know, like the wild card kind of match. I think something like that to get a load of UK talent on that would be great.
You don't want a lot. You don't want a lot.
Not a huge amount. You would pick and choose, wouldn't you?
You want one or two. That is it. And that would, and me personally, if you haven't got someone like Aussie Open and Ospreay, I just wouldn't.
I definitely think we're going to get a United Empire on the show. That's going to happen.
I think I think there's a chance, but there's got.
I think what they need to do, I think to sell it out, they need to have some New Japan guys. So I'd say Okada maybe on the show, because that would be a big name coming over to the UK. You're going to have, obviously, they've just signed Jay White last night to AEW as well.
Yeah.
You're going to have Danielson, Moxley, Cesaro. You're going to have Kenny in the books. You're going to have Hangman. You're going to have the Dark Order, for instance. You're going to have all those kind of guys over here. It's just, where would you put them?
Right, okay. So, let me just explain this, because this is where I separate from the wrestler to the trainer, or the booker or whatever. It's all well and good when people go, "Oh yeah, there should be English talent on that card." And English talent can be great within England. That's a given.
Yeah.
But they are not ready for TV. There is a huge difference between being good on the independents and being good on TV. There is so much more that you have to take in and consider. I've seen a live production. It is a nightmare. It is when I was doing the ring crew for TNA, the amount of different cameras that the producers had to go to, camera 2, camera 4, camera 6. If that wrestler is not following those cameras, you are bucketed. And it's not that these guys aren't good enough. It's the fact they're not TV ready. It's just that simple. This is why this is why AEW struggled in the beginning, because all their friends were booked. What happened to Michael Nakazawa? What happened to someone like Peter Avalon, or a blue jeans or whatever her name is, blue pants, blue tights.
Leva Bates.
They're not good enough to be on TV. They're not TV ready.
Yeah, and that's why they've been moved to backstage talent. So Leva does a lot of blue pants does a lot of backstage stuff. Now
she's dog shit. Biggest pop she got
was
when she came out with the Vaudevillains. And it's not, and it sounds really horrible. I'm not trying to shit on people, but this is where you've got to just look at it from an outsider's view. And it's great that everyone suggests all these people for shows, but you need guys that know what they're doing and have worked live TV. 99% of British wrestlers haven't. There is a handful.
No.
There is a handful.
So do you think that AEW are going to go the way of basically popping the British crowd So you're going to have Saraya versus Jamie Hayter for the title. Aren't you? That is a on the nose match that's going to happen, isn't it? Really.
I must admit, I'm probably one of the only people in the world that doesn't rate Saraya. I don't.
No.
Don't get me wrong. She can wrestle. She's very good at what she does. But I cannot see the big commotion about it. I really don't. And it's not again.
No, I can't.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm saying, it's amazing that she's been able to come back from a horrific injury, and it's amazing that she's been able to get back in the ring. But I don't look at a card and go, "Oh my God, Saraya's wrestling. I have to watch that." There's no need nor want.
I generally think that the women's division in AEW is far better than WWE's women's division. Apart from one or two, maybe.
It will be better when Thunder Rosa is back and they get rid of Jade Cargill.
Yes,
that's it.
Where do you see the main event being for Wembley?
Well, like you say, if you've got to look at the potential of Punk has got to be in there somewhere. I personally, I'd have a 6-man. I'd have Punk and FTR against the Bucks and Hangman, or the Bucks and Kenny.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
No,
that's a draw.
I would like to see that. I would like to see that. I definitely think that would be the match. I think it would be Kenny. I don't see it being Hangman.
It's either or, isn't it?
Mainly because I see that it's going to be Hangman versus Bryan Danielson going forward now for a while.
I hope not.
But at the minute, it looks like we're going the way of the BCC versus Kenny, Hangman, and the Bucks.
Good. That'll be good. That'll be decent viewing. Again, it's a draw. It's names that people are associated with. They know the background of these wrestlers. You want to watch that. I don't see an issue with that. I just think that people push the wrong wrestlers at the wrong time, and they try to push it down people's throats, and that puts people off. I saw someone comment the other week, "I'm never watching WWE again." Somebody in America, I'm never watching WWE again. It's crap. Last week, Mania was amazing. So I commented. I was like, "Hang on, I thought you said you were watching wrestling." No, WWE again. Oh no, well, I thought I'd give him a second chance. Fuck off. I ain't got time.
I say, as much as I would love to see Punk come back, and I would, like, wrestling wise, he's entertaining. You get a pop. You know what I mean? Like, great.
Hello, Yesenia. Love to England from America.
Have someone from America watching.
Yeah, we've reached the States,
and that's from YouTube as well. So that's not from Facebook where we normally are.
Whereabouts in America are you? Is that a picture with Gangrel by any chance?
That is a picture of Gangrel, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she has been commenting on the signature moves sign-ins actually on YouTube. Mainly the Gangrel one, but she has been commenting on the videos that we've been posting up as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Stu's saying here, Osprey versus Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic title. It's not the All Atlantic now, is it? It's the international. Is it the international title or whatever it is?
Yeah, the international. I agree, Stu. I think that match from last year was fantastic. I think it was Cassidy's best match ever. I'd happily watch that again. Oh, it was wicked. Good call, mate. Good call.
So, where do you, with what happened last night on AEW, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched it, FTR are now the AEW Tag Team Champions?
They were always going to
Well, of course they were, especially with Vince now back in charge. They're never going to go back now, are they? Come on. Where do you put FTR for Wembley?
You put them, for me, either.
Or are you putting him as with Punk in a 6-man?
I think if they announce Punk's back and they bed him in, I think it'll be a 6-man, and it'll be. I reckon Kenny and the Bucks will get the six man tag titles, or the 3, whatever, with the Ring of Honor tag titles, whatever they want to call it these days. Triple tag titles. Whatever.
See, I would like to see it the opposite. So I would like to see Punk and I'd like to see FTR lose the titles, win the 6-man titles, the trios title with Punk, and then Kenny and the Bucks dethrone a heel Punk and FTR for the titles.
As cool as that would be, FTR over. It's cool to be bad these days. You know this. You know.
Oh yeah.
I experienced it when I've been over in different countries. I am notoriously I've got to be heel because the way I look, the way I act.
Yeah.
But because I can wrestle and I can tell a story, people gravitate more towards that, which means to be a heel is cool. And you can tell someone to fuck off as much as you want in a match, or you can tell them to shut your mouth or shut your face, or square up to them. But you don't do that anymore. Like, just let your wrestling do the talking. Obviously I have a crack at the crowd, but you look at FTR when they come out, people cheer. They could be the biggest heels in the company, and they still get cheered.
Right.
Like Bryan Danielson. You just said he came out with this like cult thing, and how the BCC are the best wrestlers. That's a heel promo, but people were cheering it because because it's cool. That there's no distinguished villains or blue eyes these days. Oh my god, what did I just say there? There's no. You look at MJF, who is probably the only villain in the world. And I want to raise a point as well, if I can just for a moment, right? And I'm not going to name companies and I'm not going to name people, but there was a chance for me to go and work somewhere earlier on this year, and for whatever reason, it never came to fruition. But then this company then signed up to the same show, Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
Right. Now, sorry, but if you're going to allow a nonce on your show, I'm done. I had so much respect for the people involved and the company itself, and the moment that nonce was mentioned, disgusting. And it's companies like that allow people like that to still live out their so-called dream. But I tell you this now, guys, if he does something again in the presence of your company, you're all fucked. There's a reason why he's in Mexico. Shame.
Same for others as well, isn't it? So Travis Banks, Mexico, run off.
That's it.
They're in a different country for a reason,
Exactly, because they're blackballed. But whilst ever people book them, I see people doing live signings with this guy. Why?
Right.
If that was your daughter that was reported, would you book him for a show? Would you book him for a signing? No. Sorry. God, it was the whole thing was out of my hands. Why am I saying what, Jess? Can you elaborate?
So back to
elaborate on your
what
question.
Jess is elaborating on that. Who do you think is going to dethrone MJF then? Clearly, they're doing the 4 pillars. So you got Sammy, Darby, or Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy last night made it clear that he's going first. for MJF?
I think the boat is in Sammy Guevara's kind of port at the moment. I don't think Jungle Boy is ready. I don't think Darby Allin is ready. I think Sammy, because he's had the TNT, he's had the tag, he's looking for that Triple Crown. He's kind of like, he's got the back end of Jericho. Obviously, Jericho's one of the VPs. There's a lot going on, with Sammy Guevara. Yeah, he's not everyone's favorite, but the guy can wrestle. And
yeah,
I'd rather think that MJF will turn baby. Guevara is not a babyface. He's a heel. But I think Guevara will be the only one out of those three that will potentially take the title off him. What about you?
Yeah, I would have said Guevara as well. I don't think Jungle Boy's ready. If anywhere, he is an Atlantic or international champion at some point.
Yeah.
That's where I see him. Darby, he's always going to be in the TNT spot. That's where I see him kind of. I don't see him ever going any further.
That's great for him.
Yeah, definitely. Sammy brings a lot of eyes to the product. He has his vlog that has millions of views.
Yeah.
He's always promoting AEW in some way, regardless if it's good or bad. You know what I mean? Even on this week's, like I was saying, with this week's Access, it showed the whole fallout with him and Eddie Kingston, and he talked about it quite openly about it. Like, it was a mistake. Right. That's his character, kind of that kind of stuff.
Eddie Kingston. I like Eddie Kingston, right? But he put his foot in his mouth. He shoved his foot right up in his mouth by making a statement that he'd never go to WWE. He'd never go and work for Vince. He doesn't like the wrestling there. But he was quite happy years ago to take a tryout there, wasn't he?
Well, yeah. But then again, like on that Access, like I was saying with Sammy, with like people turning against him and kind of stuff like that, the whole storyline of that AEW Access was Sammy making good with all the boys. He will never get any further in his career if he hasn't got the backing of the lads as well.
And let's see what happens.
And Eddie quite said, and Eddie was Eddie. Like, it wasn't scripted for Eddie. He was talking how he normally talks in interviews and everything like that. He's just like, rock up, shake hands, be professional. We get in the ring, be professional. We don't have to be friends. Like, no. He said, I don't trust anyone. I don't like anyone. He said, but just be professional and you'll get all right.
That's it.
And that was as simple as that.
Well, there you go. Jess, can you just elaborate on your question, please? Stu, yes, Darby might be massive with the fans. It might be. But he is not a main event guy. He's not champion material at the moment. Maybe in years to come, yes. But, there's got to be more about him. There's got to be a bit more charisma. There's that likability with the fans, like you say. I get that. I understand why he's different, and it's cool. He's like the modern day Jeff Hardy, in my opinion. He's out there. But I don't, regardless of whether he's massive, I don't think he's going to be champion now.
This week as well, they brought Luchasaurus back with Christian, which is looked interesting from the video package that I saw. You know what I mean? Like, big guy Christian could do something with it. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but he could do something with it.
Yeah. Do we need Luchasaurus or Christian?
No, I would rather see Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus back together, to be fair. I think they're both being wasted where they are.
No one cares that Luchasaurus is a heel.
No.
It's like Marmite.
The way I always saw it was the boy and his dinosaur. You could believe, you know what I mean?
Whoa,
like that was a kid friendly.
Whoa! What is that?
Right, I think we're going to have to get onto this whole last week, guys. You saw us roast Stu because of his stupid comments. Tonight, Stu's saying a lot more stupid comments, which kind of brings us on to our The bit that we've been waiting for, Chris, to be fair. The results. The results for WrestleMania. Now, as people know who have been watching, we had our predictions for Mania.
Yeah.
And let's just say England won.
Yeah.
fair and square.
Just to reiterate, Stu, we'll get back to that Montez Sports comment in a minute.
So the bet was if me and Chris lost, Chris has to wear a Manchester United shirt for the Love of Wrestling.
Yeah.
And I had to do the one chip challenge because I don't like football. And
well, it's the hottest chip in the world. It's a crisp.
Now, I tell you the results.
Hang on. And if Kev and Stu lost, Kev would have to wear a Celtic shirt, a Rangers shirt, and Stu would have to wear a Celtic shirt because they are opposing fans.
Now, the results are kept. Like, there's been no fiddling with the results. We have video footage of every live that we've done, so no one can debate any of the scores that we have.
Yeah.
But in our predictions, with the top predictions for the night was me at 10. Chris, you got 7 out of the whole show, correct?
Nice.
Kev got 5 and Stu got 4.
So I almost got the same amount of them two collectively. You did.
Collectively. So the only ones that none of us were right on was the Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. We all said Dominic Mysterio to win for that one.
Stu says it was rigged.
Of course he says it was rigged. And the main event for night 2, you were the only one that got that right with Roman winning.
It was never a foregone conclusion with Cody. So I said from the start, he can win the Rumble, he can got all the best promos he wants. WWE don't bother about that. They're bothered about numbers and then facts, making history. Roman will be in the thousands at some point, and then that'll be the time to drop the title because he's done 1,000 days.
Yeah. So, lads,
thanks,
I hope
Kev.
you got your football shirts ready.
But England win, and neither do you two.
So we hope you got your football shirts ready, guys, because you'll be wearing them for the Love of Wrestling.
Kev says, sorry, a bit late. Phone has been non-stop. Delivery has he just come, has it? Really? At 9:15 at night? Mate, text me and let me know what you think to all the stuff I sent. Sorry. Acting like we're friends. No, I can't think,
But yeah, so lads, you better have your football shirts ready for the Love of Wrestling, and you will be wearing them the whole weekend, just so you're aware.
Well, Kev is not attending for the Love of Wrestling, so he's going to have to. I'm going to have to get Grace to help out with that.
But Stu, on the other hand,
has to wear a Rangers shirt, a Celtic shirt, on the Saturday for the entire day.
And his good wife was there when he agreed to this in video.
And Sarah will be there again on for the Love of Wrestling.
So Stu, you're screwed. Don't make a bet with the English because you're going to lose.
Mate, I tell you, it's not looking good for you.
Well, of course you wanted to wear your freaking Iron Girders t-shirt. Mate, you lost. You have to stick to the bet.
No way. Can I go inside into that
you
weekend?
Lost.
Unfortunately, not Kev. Unfortunately, you two lost the bet. You were very, very forthright in telling us what you wanted us to do, and we've counteracted. We've used our knowledge of the wrestling scene for the past 15, 20 years, and we win by a massive landslide.
And you don't know how hard it was for me on Monday, after watching WrestleMania through the night, not to message you lot and say you lost. Right? I had to hold off until Kevin finished watching it.
I know. So Stu's going to get Kev's top, and then Kev says, I'm blaming Stuart. I love them. They're great. You can't beat it. I love them. The pair of them are absolutely mad.
Now these prediction things will continue to happen, and we will do one. We'll probably do one for Wembley for AEW.
Oh no! Can we do Backlash?
We could do Backlash. We could do Money in the Bank. We could do any of them. Like,
let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. The calendar year from Mania to next Mania, every pay-per-view, AEW or WWE. Let's get a full tally over the whole year.
Right, then I think what we need to do then, if we're going to do this properly, is from Backlash to Mania. So obviously we did Mania, so Mania to Mania.
Yeah.
Obviously the lads, we agreed a forfeit for this one, so that has to still stick. So Stu, you're still wearing the shirt regardless.
Correct.
One calendar year, a big forfeit next WrestleMania.
Okay, I'm in. I had to think about that.
I'm in.
Hey, right, Stu, Kev, are you in? Are you in?
Stu is down for it.
Stu is okay. Kev's going, I'm in. Fuck it. Yes! We couldn't pressure him
now,
to buy
guys,
that Bam Bam a year ago.
Kev is definitely in. Yes, Kev has to buy Bam Bam.
We
might, to be fair, we might let him off wearing a football shirt if he buys Bam Bam. Whoever needs to buy Bam Bam.
If he buys Bam Bam and Yoko, then I'll let him off. not just one.
And now we're just waiting in the chat for him to go. Shit. Okay.
My PayPal. I'll click up.
Now.
my PayPal is going. Kevin Benny has sent you this much.
So that is it. Yeah. WrestleMania to WrestleMania, one calendar year.
Mate, there's your counter offer. Buy Yoko and Bam Bam, and you don't have to wear a Celtic shirt. Rangers.
You know what? Stu's just sent you a load of money. Stu's buying it.
There you go.
If you lose 10 chops from Paul,
that's not even a bet. Plus, I bet I can chop harder than Paul. I've got a chop.
Yeah.
I was brought into companies when I started because I could chop. I used to do like stag do's and parties for blokes by other promoters because I could chop, and they used to do the old.
Trust me, I've taken a chop from Chris. Trust me, guys. Yeah.
I will not hesitate to make someone's chest bleed. Sounds really horrible.
Kev just said if it was next month, he would have bought it.
Well, here you go then, Kev. You have until the 27th of April, right, to buy Yoko and Bam Bam, because on the 28th you will have to wear a Rangers shirt. And that is a month. That is almost a month. It's 3.5 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And if not,
Stu, you don't get this offer. You have to wear your shirt.
You have to wear a Celtic shirt. I want to see you cry, you big ginger bastard. No, that's not how it works. For the listen, you two are getting the chop from. No, that's not how it works. If we'd have lost the bet, Stu, by all means, no problem. But I'm not going to openly just go up to Paul and go, "Excuse me, would you mind just chopping me?" that is not going to.
Kev's comment.
I'd do anything to avoid wearing blue. I'm going to try. There you go. The sooner you get both of them, and it's both of them, it's not one or the other. As soon as you get both of them, you do not have to wear the Rangers shirt. You have my word. Now, if that ain't peer pressure, Dan, don't know what is.
So is this just WWE, or are we including the AEW main pay-per-views?
Let's ask Kevin Stu. Let's see if they want to do both. If they want to do both, I'm up for both.
Because I definitely feel Wembley should be involved in this, just because it is a big one.
Any pay-per-view from the two big companies, I think.
So
there you go. AEW
as well.
There you go. So Kev will go with Stu. So that's cool. So we'll do every main event or every pay-per-view event from AEW and WWE throughout the entire year until WrestleMania next year. WrestleMania 40 is it next year?
Yes, for WrestleMania XL. That's what it's been labelled as.
That's
WrestleMania
that's
40.
my t-shirt. My t-shirt is an XL. Boom, big fellas.
Nice. I was going to say it's a nice t-shirt as well.
Thank you, mate. It's the one that for Jay Briscoe. This was put up by Pro Wrestling Tees, and a lot of the wrestlers bought this because all the proceeds went to his family. So I was straight on. I think it cost like $30. But I was like, you know what? It's $30 that goes into the pockets of his wife and his daughters, who will need that money.
See, I would love to buy off Pro Wrestling Tees. I just don't want to pay the shipping. That's my only.
Listen, if you ever want anything, let me know because I can get it sent to Montana, and it won't cost you. It'll cost you $4.99 in shipping.
No, fair enough.
So have no fear.
Kev said he's I am in and defo in on the AEW stuff. So yeah. So every big pay-per-view then.
Cool. And we'll have a tally. Dan will construct a league
chart
of some sort. We do a league. I think a league format would be quite cool. And then we kind of like, I don't know.
I'm going to take it. Kevin enjoys his box.
Oh, you like it? Cool. I only sent it yesterday as well. So to get there today, that's wicked. Well done. Well done, dear.
This time of night.
Yeah. Who delivers it this time of night?
It's Scotland, though, isn't it? It's a bit backwards.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a drive, that is, mate.
This is true.
Speaking of Scotland, hang on.
Yes.
Hang on. Yeah, Stu's stuff is in there, and so is Paul's. The end of the Fringe Festival for me is completely off now. I've emailed numerous places that would do what I wanted to do, but they're all fully booked, and all of them came back saying, "Oh, we would like to see videos of your show or videos of what you do." And because I haven't done it before, yeah.
Have you seen this? Nick is saying that the Bam Bam framed autograph is sounding like a good idea just to put someone in a rival football jersey.
Hey, Nick, if you want to PayPal me £130 right now, that means the deal with Kev is off because he has to buy both. And I will literally bring it to your door tomorrow. Right? Listen, if Nick PayPal's me £130 right now, I will hand deliver the Bam Bam. Kev will have to wear a Rangers shirt. If Kev pays up tonight on both the Yoko and Bam Bam, he doesn't. You have until the end of the show, which is around about what? Till quarters, you got about 11 and a half minutes, 12 minutes. There you go.
Stu saying, Nick, buy it.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
I have had an idea, though. Obviously, we can't do the Edinburgh Fringe because of stuff that's going on. But don't we have a friend that's just happening to have a wedding in Scotland?
Well, we do, but it might not be for a few years.
Oh, is it a few years off? I was going to say you could take centre stage at a wedding.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Kev said he is snookered and the fate is in Nick's hands.
Nick has just bought it.
He has. Oh, well done, Nick.
Nick has bought the Bam Bam. Nick, I will drop that off to you in the morning, mate. I will. I can't stay, but I will drop it off in the morning without fail.
You have to get a picture with Nick in the morning, holding the frame.
Nick, let me know when you're ready, when you're free, and I will bring that over. I want to go early doors because I want to spend the day with my family. But Nick Mason, hey Kev, listen, you had the chance, and Nick has put you in your place. That is, I've never known anything like that in my life.
I will give you that, Nick. That was impressive.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it out. And I'll turn to Kev and say, "Look what you could have won."
Nick's just put here. Never mess with someone who is liquid with cash at the moment. Ha ha.
Wow. Liquid with cash.
Oh, Nick, well done, mate. I'll give you that.
That is yours, mate.
That is a piece.
Mate, that, yeah. Fair play, Nick. Well done. Well done, sir. Kev Benny. Wow. To be fair, I'm going to stick up for Kevin in a way because he's just bought a Misawa and a Marufuji original Noah promos, both signed, and that cost him a lot. So I think had that deal gone up and he'd not taken the Misawa, I think he'd have gone for that. Yeah. Liquid with cash at the moment.
Wow.
Well, not liquid with cash, mate. If you want to buy any more, just let me know.
Now, obviously, speaking of things that we've got coming up, we have the Love of Wrestling coming up in a matter of what, 3 weeks.
We get together on the 28th, don't we? I pick you up from the.
We do, yes.
Yeah, 28th to the 30th. Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait. It's just going to be nice to see everybody and get pictures.
Yeah.
Kev has admitted defeat. This is so unusual for Kev. Do we give Kev? No, we can't give Kev a get out of jail free card, can we? I just want to see him in a Celtic shirt now. Sorry, a Rangers shirt. And now we get to, yay! Because Stu's going to lend you his shirt. I can't wait for that. Yeah, for the Love of Wrestling, it's going to be fantastic. If you follow, Smashing Designs, if you follow Signature Moves, if you follow the podcast, then just come and say hello. Me and Dan will be there. Come and say hello. Chat to us. We're not dicks. What's that say?
Well, we are. According to Stu.
Where might get our free card? Okay, Stu. You want this, don't you?
Oh.
You want this? Here's it. I've given it. Kev had this, and he failed miserably. Nick absolutely smashed him. £100 right now, and you get out of it. There you go. This will complete your Dark Order collection because it is Brodley Jr., not -1, and you've got Ty Mello, not Ty Conti, and I know you've got a Ty Conti in it. £100 right now until you've got till 1:45. So you've got 7 minutes. There's your get out of jail free card.
So yeah, love of wrestling. Let's see what he says. Love of wrestling. Obviously, we've got that coming up, and then we have a number of live signings.
Yeah, we do. So
we
have. So a week on Sunday, 16th, we've got Dwayne Gill, which is going to be really cool to see. We've already sent the stuff off for him. And then on the 27th of this month, we've got Angelina Love, which I'm looking forward to that one. Then we've got a couple of live signings. These are going to be, I'm going to be there in person. So on the 4th, we've got Alan Angels. That'll start around about 7:30. We've got a seminar with him first. and we're going to get him kind of chilled out, and then we'll get him to do the live signing for us. There, I've got Jimmy, one of my mates, one of my best mates in wrestling, who's going to help me do that one. And then the week after, on the 12th of May, myself and Jimmy will be up in Liverpool. Dan will be on, obviously, on the StreamYard, setting up all the stuff as normal. Just because I'll be behind the camera, Jim will be able to hand the photos out. But then we've got Effie on the 12th, which will be really cool. Coming up after that, we have scheduled in for June. We have Rhino ready. Brody Lee Jr. sold. Has he really done it? Stu, if you've sent that, you need to send me a picture quickly via Facebook to show me that that's gone in. And if that is true, Stu gets out of wearing a Celtic shirt at the For the Love of Wrestling.
Oh.
But Kev has to wear a Rangers shirt. However,
and then in June, go on.
Hang on. Joking aside, I am so happy that Stu has this, because now he has a absolute full completed Dark Order. This was the one thing he was missing. This Brody Jr. I am legit, money aside, bets aside, laughing aside, I am genuinely over the moon that he's got this, because that is the only complete set. People can have a -1. They don't have Brody Lee Jr. Anyone that has a Brody Lee Jr. can get a -1. This was one of literally no others were signed like this. There you go. I am just happy. Hang on.
Nick has just put this descended into madness.
It has.
And Stu has DM'd you.
Sorted. So Stu does not need to wear a Celtic shirt. The deal has been done. And like I say, jokes aside, money aside, I am so happy for Stu that he's got that. No, genuinely.
Yeah, no, I am as well, because I know he is a complete collector.
Yeah, and the thing is that I've seen people go, oh, I've got a full set. Well, yeah, you might have, but you haven't got a Brody Lee Jr. That is the biggest difference between a serious collector and a collector who can buy off anyone. Stu is a serious collector. That is a big thing. And how many people have a Ty Mello autograph? I'll tell you now, nobody. I genuinely, this live, the auction aside, earlier on, the fact that Stu's got that has made my night. The fact that Nick has got the Bam Bam Bigelow, despite the banter. I know Nick is a big ECW fan. Big Paul Brown, he's an ECW fan. He's got a massive ECW collection. And for people to get, this is why I do it, Dan. This is why I do this. Because people, genuine serious collectors like Stu, like Kev, like Paul, Nick, the guys, the list goes as long as my arm. When they get pieces for their collection that they are in dire need of getting, and I can get them for them, makes it all worthwhile. So thank you. That's unreal. Effie.
So, June, live signings.
We've got coming up, we've got Rhino, which we've got a date to be confirmed. It will be a 7 o'clock. It'll be either a Monday or a Thursday. He is at the moment. He's just gone in for surgery, so this is why. He's going to surgery at the beginning of May, and his calendar is blocked up until then. So as soon as he's out, we will arrange a date. But he has said June is absolutely fine. There will be cards. There will be picture 8x10s. There may be figures. We're just trying to see if we can find some. So stick around for that one. Up next as well. Yes. I genuinely. What's that? Honestly, Stu, I am so happy for you. It's genuine emotion as well, mate. I just can't wait. Genuinely can't wait. I'm going to send yours, Paul's, and Kev's stuff up all together, so you've got it all together. I won't charge you any shipping. Barry Horowitz, I am looking. So Dwayne Gill, mate. I am so much looking forward to this live with Barry Horowitz. From the dreidel, the tune, the SummerSlam stuff against Chris Candido. Oh, I cannot wait. We've just got the pictures in yesterday, so I'll show everyone the pictures. Not next week because there'll be no live next week. So I'm away with work, which might put a stint on the podcast. However, I will try to get and be available. Sometimes I can't if it's the last day. But yeah, Barry Horowitz in June. I can't wait.
And then we don't have the graphics for it yet, but you do have another one signed ready, don't you?
Yeah. So in July, we can officially announce we have the Blue Meanie, who's going to be joining us for a live virtual signing. We've already agreed everything. Again, we don't have any figures at the moment, and there are no trader cards for the Meanie. We are trying to find a trader card through him. If anyone has a link for any trader cards for the Meanie, that'd be great. But he's been brilliant. I know Brian's been welcomed into the group. And he kind of support the announcement because Big Dan likes to welcome new people into the group, and decided to put the Blue Meanie on straight away. And then the amount of messages was like, "Oh my god, the Blue Meanie! Oh my god, you've got to be doing a live signing with him." I was there, couldn't say anything because Dan just went and did Dan.
I'm sorry for being an admin.
So you should. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on me. But there will be a custom print for that one. I am in the middle of making a custom print for that signing. So yes, we don't have the trading card, but we will have a custom print.
Yes. On that note, we're still waiting to get the stuff back from Lizzie Evo. Everything should have been sent back last week, and it wasn't. And we're hoping that it's going to be sent this week, but it hasn't. So we are hoping.
But as we know, Lizzie likes to be a little bit late. So yes. we will.
We hope that everything will be sent back at some point.
So Kev said he'd have a Blue Meanie straight away.
Yes, but on the point of the edits. Now, I just want to make a public apology to Dan here because he did a edit for Lizzie Evo, and for some unbeknown reason, it
got lost in the ether.
I didn't even realize it was an edit. I must have been sidetracked. But we didn't use it, and I just wanted to apologise, Dan, for doing that because the amount of work that you've obviously. Well, okay, well then send your apology.
I appreciate my apology, but things do go missing in the ether. We are very busy, both of us, in our normal lives, let alone this.
Mate, we talk every day, and it's 20, 30 messages a day. And if one thing is lost amongst the crap we talk, I'd rather it be a picture than a sensitive, chat. But yeah, I just wanted to apologise because obviously, the amount of time and effort and work that you put in, obviously it needs to be rewarded. And obviously, I've not done that one, so we'll make sure the Blue Meanie one is done, and make sure that that's available for people going forward.
So, just a quick one while we've got a few people on the live at the minute. Then, just because obviously we are always looking at live signings to do. Is there anyone actually, and realistically, guys, like no Miz, no Cena, come on, like be real. Who would people like to see? Now, is it British wrestlers that you'd like to see? American wrestlers, legends? What are people wanting to see? Just so that Chris can scour the world for these guys. And if Stu puts BT good, I'm going to hit him.
Oh, I tell you what, if BT Good or Wolfgang comes out of his mouth, I'm going to take that Brody Junior back, send him the money back, and I'm going to punch him in the face.
And he'll have to wear the T-shirt.
Yeah, twice.
Brody King.
Do you know what? That's not out of the realms of impossibility. So if I can just explain it, guys, the idea with the live signings is that I scour who I think would be a draw. So, like, Evil Uno, Hornswoggle, guys like that. I mean, to be fair, everyone that we've had for a live signing, minus Alex Wright, have been absolutely brilliant to work with. I think the Alex Wright thing just got harder and harder for very little reward at all. But everyone else has been absolutely fantastic. And it's hard because we get inundated with messages where people go, "Oh, when's your next live signing? Oh, I didn't realise that was last. Oh, when's your next live signing?" And you tell them, and then they go, "Oh, not bothered." Well, bullshit. Like I look at I book the live signings as if I would book a show, and I book them based on who I think that people that watch the shows would want to watch and get something from. Now, I think so far so good. We've always been in profit, very little profit, but we've always been in some form of profit after every live signing, minus the Alex Wright. And I just think that, we're the only company that does this kind of stuff regularly. And you can quote me on that. I know people in their little chat rooms and their little, selling pages make fun of that and go, "Oh yeah, Signature Moves thinks they're one of the, they're the best company in the UK." Oh no, I don't. I think I'm up there. I think that we provide something completely different. You look at the items we've sold tonight. We've sold 4 items tonight, all almost well over 3 figures per item. Now we don't need to have, we don't need to sell 100 items a night. We make enough to see us through the next week. We don't make a lot of profit. Any profit we get, we plow back into the business. So, we just want to try and reconnect people with people from the past, wrestlers from the past who don't get enough of the rub that kind of pioneered the way for others. People like Dwayne Gill, Barry Horowitz. Yeah, they were known as job guys, but my God, they wrestled everybody. Their career is greater than people who would be classed as main guys. Like Blue Meanie, he had an amazing career in ECW. Obviously, the infamous brawl with JBL at One Night Stand. I don't understand, like when people go, "Oh, yeah, I'm not bothered about that." Well, go fuck yourself. Like, not in a real way, but it's not your money you're spending. It's not your time and effort that you are putting into making sure you get these deals over the line. Just say, "Okay, thanks, but no thanks." I think, sometimes I get really arrogant responses. And I get it. Not everyone's for everyone. Subjective, I get it, guys. I really do. But the fact that the amount of effort that we go into doing these things, and then, Dan sets up their lives for me. He does all the background stuff that you guys don't see, all the StreamYard stuff. Like this that you see now, this is all Dan. This isn't me. I can't do this. And it's like the fact that we can get people in and get people to see their guys they watched from years gone is great. And I know that this question may arise where people say, "Oh, can you bring people on to ask a question?" I would like to trial it at some point where we can get someone in on the live to ask the wrestler. So you've got that interaction, but we would have to check the questions prior to the live. I think that would be something we would be open to do.
There might be especially with the stuff that we have now with StreamYard, we may be able to do pre-records of messages.
That's a good idea.
And videos, so people could send us a video in. We could obviously vet it and then put it up. We're very, very much open to that.
That's a great idea. Yeah. See, I don't know these things. This is why I have Dan. All right. He's an absolute genius at this stuff, guys. This is, yeah. I'm up for that. I think that'd be a great show.
I definitely think that will be a way where everybody can feel involved, but where we can keep it to a safe environment, to say, where where we're not going to get a shock from a video. We're going to pre-vet these videos, then put them up, and you'll be part of this, because all of the Signature Moves videos, all of the podcast videos, they all get saved to YouTube. They're all there, so you will be able to see your video messages. You will be able to see your stuff that we put up. I definitely think that's something that we may need to consider.
I'm up for it. If you guys are watching now, and thank you for watching us babble for nearly 2 hours, if you guys would be up for doing that, there'd be no charge, just complete free. And if you guys want to send in your questions via a video, then hell, I'm up for it.
I think obviously it is nearly 10:30, so I think it's probably time to call it a night.
It might be.
Obviously, next week you're away work-wise, so potential podcast, we will let people know on the day.
Yeah, it depends. So I have to, normally I work the Tuesday, Wednesday when I'm away, but this year for some unknown reason I'm working Wednesday, Thursday, which would mean that I don't think I'll be able to do the podcast, primarily because I'll have a game in the evening. That's the only reason.
But that's not saying that there is not a podcast next week. It just may be moved to a different day. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what time I get there, maybe Monday night. Can't do Tuesday. Well, maybe Monday night for a brief half hour or something where I sit at the bar.
A quick catch up.
Maybe I need to drink some San Miguel.
Yeah.
That could get a little bit messy.
It could. So, it'll be good night from him, and it's good night from me. That way. One way or another.
I'm pointing to you. If I'm looking at the screen, I'm pointing that way, but my finger is pointing that way. If I do that...
It's that way. There we go, that's better.
Yeah. Good night from me. Good night from him. Thanks for watching, guys.
And we will see you.
We might see you next week. And if not, we'll see you the week after. We'll see you on the... Wait a minute. Un momento, por favor. Can't get more. If we don't see you next week on the podcast, we will see you on the 16th, Sunday night, 7 o'clock, live with Dwayne Gill.
We will.
Boom.
And
that's how you do it. Outro.